You're traveling through the unknown, a journey beyond the corners of reality, where the shadows whisper and the chill runs deep. Welcome to the dimension where your deepest fears are given form. This is the Midnight Mystery.
Welcome to the Midnight Mystery. This episode is called In the Shadow of Oblivion. In each episode, we delve into the shadowed corners of our existence, bringing you tales of the eerie, the uncanny, and the downright terrifying. From the realms of the supernatural to the depths of the human psyche, no stone is left unturned, no dark secret left hidden. As the clock once again draws near midnight, prepare to embark on another adventure into the uncanny, the eerie, the horrifying, the Midnight Mystery. The vast expanse of the universe has always been a siren song for humankind, luring us with its infinite mysteries and cosmic allure. It was on one of those unremarkable days, while I was nestled within the cold metal confines of Rescue Runner, that the universe decided to unfold one of its more chilling secrets. The voice of Captain Marcus crackled over the intercom. "Team, gather in the briefing room. We've got some disturbing news." We had just completed a tedious cargo mission, delivering supplies to a fledgling colony on the rim of the Andromeda Galaxy. The weariness of space travel weighed heavily on us. The crew exchanged glances, a palpable tension replacing our earlier relief. Marcus rarely called for unplanned meetings. The screen in the briefing room flickered to life, revealing the majestic Voyager X, a symbol of human progress and exploration, floating against a backdrop of distant stars. "Voyager X," Marcus began, his voice betraying a hint of emotion, "has disappeared." Murmurs of disbelief filled the room. The Voyager X was a marvel, built to withstand the harshest of conditions. Its disappearance was as shocking as the pyramids vanishing overnight. No debris, no emergency transmissions, nothing. Marcus continued, pulling up a holographic map highlighting the last known coordinates of the lost ship. And it happened near that uncharted star cluster. The news sent a cold shiver down my spine, not solely due to the mystery itself, but because of Sarah. Sweet, fearless Sarah. We had trained together, sharing dreams of exploring the universe's furthest reaches. She was on board the Voyager X. "Why that cluster?" Jenna, our navigator, asked, her fingers tracing the holographic star points. Marcus shook his head. "No one knows. It's as if the stars themselves swallowed Voyager X whole." A heavy silence settled in the room, each of us lost in our thoughts, wrestling with the implausibility of it all. It was Luke, our mechanical engineer, who broke the quiet. "What's the plan, Captain?" Marcus looked directly at me, understanding my personal stake in this. "We divert course. We find out what happened to Voyager X." As the crew scrambled to their stations, I found myself standing alone for a moment, gazing at the last image of the Voyager X. The mysteries of space, once a source of fascination, now felt like a foreboding enigma. The cold, sterile environment of the Rescue Runner was occasionally punctuated by bursts of static from our communication system. It was during one of those silent stretches of deep space that the universe whispered its eerie secret. The console before me lit up, heralding an incoming transmission. Its origin, the very vicinity of the black hole we'd been cautiously approaching. Jenna rushed in, her face pale. "Tim, you need to hear this." The room resonated with haunting echoes, the soundscape filled with frantic screams and desperate cries. The horror was palpable, but what tightened the grip on my heart was a voice I'd recognize anywhere. "Is anyone out there? Please, find us." Sarah's voice broke through the chaos, filled with terror, yet unmistakably hers. "Sarah!" My whisper was barely audible, drowned by the chorus of torment pouring from the speakers. Luke's face contorted with anguish. "How is this possible? We're light years away!" Jenna, always our voice of reason, interjected. "We need to analyze this. It could be a trap or something we don't understand." Marcus grimaced. "Regardless, that's our crew out there. It's our duty to investigate." "I agree," I asserted. My thoughts focused singularly on rescuing Sarah. But with caution. We have no idea what we're stepping into. A holographic assembly convened, the governing space agency's members flickering in ghostly blue before us. Their faces, stern and lined with concern, contrasted sharply against the void of space stretching infinitely behind. "I don't have to emphasize how perilous this mission would be," said Director Harlan, his voice echoing with a tinge of dread. "Approaching a black hole, especially after that disturbing transmission, is tantamount to suicide. But we can't just ignore it, Jenna countered passionately. We've heard them. They're alive. We owe it to them. A murmur of agreement echoed among us. I stepped forward, eyes locked with the directors. I volunteer to lead this mission, Harlan. Sarah's on that ship, and I won't abandon her. Harlan stared, the weight of the situation evident in his gaze. After a tense moment, he nodded. Very well, the rescue runner will make its course towards the black hole. Godspeed. Our journey began with a mix of dread and determination. As the oppressive darkness of the black hole loomed larger on the horizon, its gravitational pull was not the only force affecting us. One evening, while checking our trajectory, the room's lights dimmed, then pulsed like a slow heartbeat. Jenna, eyes wide, whispered, "Did you hear that?" "Hear what?" I asked. A soft voice, distant, like a half-remembered dream, whispered back, "Don't come." I shook my head, attributing it to stress. It's just the ship playing tricks on us. But as we advanced, the tricks became less benign. Instruments showed conflicting data, sometimes leading us off course. Luke, while alone in the engine room, claimed he'd seen shadows move of their own volition, sliding through the walls like oil in water. One evening, Marcus approached me, face drawn and pale. "I heard Sarah," he murmured, looking shaken. "She was in my quarters, told me to turn back, that it was a trap." My heart thudded. Was it a warning or a lure? He swallowed hard, eyes darting. "I don't know, but I felt an overwhelming sadness when she vanished." As the days passed, our reality distorted further. Hallways seemed longer, rooms shifted, and disembodied whispers became frequent companions. In the mess hall, the crew gathered, sharing their unsettling experiences. The atmosphere grew thick with unease. Jenna, clutching a cup of coffee, said, "It's like the black hole is alive, aware, and trying to communicate." Luke shuddered. "Or perhaps it's Voyager X. Maybe they're trapped in some interdimensional rift, and these anomalies are their attempts to reach us." I burst into the control room, his eyes wild, his breath ragged. "I saw her!" he exclaimed, gripping my arm with frantic urgency. "Sarah! She was outside the ship!" I jerked back, startled. "That's impossible, Liam. We're in deep space. No one could survive out there." Jenna stepped forward, concern lining her face. "Liam, calm down. You've just been through a lot." But he wasn't listening. Instead, he moved rapidly towards the airlock, his hands reaching for the release mechanism. "She called me, Tim. She was there, amidst the stars, asking me to join her." Marcus and Luke lunged forward, grabbing Liam just in time. They wrestled him away from the hatch as he thrashed and shouted, "Let go! They're alive! We need to help them!" As they pinned Liam to the ground, he looked up at me, his eyes desperate and pleading. "Tim, you heard her voice too. You know she's out there." I crouched beside him, my heart torn. The possibility of Sarah being alive was the very reason I was here. Yet the logic of space told a different story. "Liam, whatever you saw, it's not real. The black hole's influence is affecting our minds. We need to stay rational." Liam's gaze softened, tears forming. "But it felt so real, Tim. What if they're trapped somewhere? What if they're in pain?" Marcus sighed, releasing his grip slightly. "We all want answers, Liam, but endangering ourselves isn't the way." We sedated Liam, ensuring his safety and ours. But deep down his words echoed, sowing seeds of doubt and hope in equal measure. As the vast darkness of the black hole loomed larger, the boundaries of reality began to dissolve. Every corner of the rescue runner felt haunted. Shared hallucinations became the new norm. Crewmates, once pillars of stability, now murmured to unseen figures or recoiled from phantom touches. One evening, in the dimly lit corridor, I heard a soft giggle. Turning, I saw Sarah, younger and radiant, as she was during our training days. She danced away, beckoning me to follow. "Come, Tim," she whispered, disappearing into the shadows. Jenna approached, her face pale. "Did you see her too?" I nodded, gripping the rail to steady myself. "This black hole, it's not just warping space, but our very minds." Amidst the chaos, I clung to hope. Every apparition of Sarah, every faint whisper, was a reminder of why I was here. I had to find her, to rescue her from this cosmic nightmare. Our instruments finally signaled our arrival at the signal's origin. A massive alien vessel, eerily silent, hovered before us. Its design was unlike anything human-made. an intricate web of metal and darkness, pulsating with an alien energy. Venturing inside, my crew and I were met with a maze of corridors, leading us to a vast chamber. In the center stood a towering device, a monstrous machine emitting the haunting transmission. Encircling it were transparent capsules, each containing a terrified member of the Voyager X crew. Their eyes were wide, their faces contorted in fear, forever trapped in a moment of unspeakable horror. My heart sank. Sarah was there, her capsule adjacent to the monstrous machine, her scream silent but deafening in my mind. Luke, horrified, whispered, "It's harvesting them, their emotions, their very consciousness." Jenna, holding back tears, pointed to the inscriptions on the vessel's wall. "This might be an ancient predator of the cosmos, luring its prey with their deepest desires and fears." Marcus clenched his fists. "We need to shut it down. We need to free them." But as I approached the machine, a deep, resonating voice filled the chamber. "Interfering will condemn them to oblivion. Their essence nourishes me." A realization hit me. Destroying the machine might end their torment, but it might also erase them completely. The decision weighed heavily on me. Sarah's voice, clear and resolute, echoed through my mind. "Save us, Tim, not from the machine, but from this endless terror." With renewed determination, I worked with the crew, searching for a way to modify the machine, to transform their perpetual fear into a state of peaceful slumber. After what felt like hours, Jenna found a potential solution. Reconfiguring the machine's settings, the crew's expressions slowly shifted from horror to tranquility. The eerie transmission silenced. The pulsing heart of the alien machine responded to my touch, tendrils of energy wrapping around my fingers. An overwhelming presence enveloped my mind, an intelligence vast and ancient. Images flooded my consciousness, galaxies colliding, stars being born and dying in brilliant supernovas. At the center of it all was the insatiable hunger of the black hole. "Curiosity is a fascinating trait," the entity mused directly into my psyche, its voice echoing with the weight of millennia. "Your species, so young yet so daring. The black hole is my masterpiece, an eternal siren song for creatures like you." I fought to keep my thoughts coherent. Why do this? What purpose does our suffering serve? The entity seemed to ponder, its thoughts manifesting as swirling patterns of colors. Joy, sorrow, fear. These experiences give depth to existence. You've come to me, a tribute to the cosmos. In recognition of your journey, I grant you a choice. Images of the rescue runner departing, of me reuniting with my team, and the black abyss of space unfolded before me. Then the counter-image, joining Sarah and the crew, sharing their unending nightmare. "Let them go," I pleaded, desperate. "Take me in their place, but let the rest return." The entity's amusement was palpable. A noble proposition, but altering the tapestry of fate is not without consequences. I looked to the capsules, to Sarah's serene face. Anything, just set them free. A moment that felt like an eternity passed. Finally, the entity responded. "Very well, but understand, Tim, your essence will permeate this vessel forever." With the agreement made, a blinding light engulfed me. The last thing I felt was an overwhelming sense of sorrow, loss, and resignation. I hope you enjoyed our episode. I'd like to extend a heartfelt thanks to you, our brave listeners. Your presence in this shared journey into the unknown is what fuels our stories. Your fascination is our motivation. Did this episode send chills down your spine? Then leave your comments, your thoughts and theories, your own midnight mysteries. Your feedback is the beacon that guides us through the uncharted territories of our stories. And if you haven't already, remember to subscribe to our channel. By joining the Midnight Mystery family, you won't miss out on a single chilling tale. As a subscriber, you'll be the first to know when a new episode lurks around the corner, ready to pull you back into the shadowy depths of the unknown. This is the Midnight Mystery signing off, leaving you with a simple reminder. When the clock strikes 12, fear the silence, for that's when our tales come to life. Good night, Midnight listeners. And remember, not all who wander into the dark are lost.